Okay, we're gonna get started, and I'm actually gonna make you the host, Lydia, so that you have. Wait, hold on a second. Yes, here we go. Um, so really quick, you guys, I want to thank you guys for getting on tonight. As you guys can probably hear, I have almost my voice is bad. I've had like the worst cold and sore throat for 2 days. So Lydia Gale totally stepped up and she's going to host tonight's Zoom and she's got so much good information for you guys. So I'm going to hand it over to her. This is one of the things I love about this Zoom is getting to hear from different leaders and what they do. And I'm excited. So Lydia, go ahead and you can take it over.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. That's what I love about this Zoom. It's kind of surreal to be the person who's talking on it. I love this Zoom because you get to hear from different people. And I think that's how we grow in this business. I think if you don't hear different voices, then you're just spinning your wheels, right? We have hundreds and hundreds of people that we're connected to through this business that can tell us something. And every time I plug into a Zoom, I take something away. I might take 10 things away. I might take 50 things away, or I might take one thing away. But every time I show up, I learn something new. So thank you for having me, Lisa, and I hope you get to feeling better soon. You guys, if you don't know me, my name is Lydia Kyle. I'm a 40K from New Mexico. I have been thriving since end of April 2019. So I'm coming up on 2 years. And honestly, that's all I got as far as introductions. Like I just said before, I think hearing what different people are doing or just hearing other people's voices is something that helps us grow in this business. Whether you want to call it self-development or professional development, either or, it's how you grow. Because the thing about this business, it's purely duplication, right? You just have to do the same thing that someone else has been doing, duplicate it, and then teach your people how to do it, right? One of the things that whether you hit your VIP bonuses or not, one of the goals that I had a top leader tell me was all they try to do is VIP 800 over and over again. Over and over, VIP 800, 2 customers on ownership, 2 promoters with kits. That's just what they try to do. So it's just the power of duplication. So what I'm getting at is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Somebody else is already successful at this. Hundreds of people are already successful at this at different levels. Whether you consider 200K a success or 4K a success, we have hundreds of thousands of people who are successful at this that can give you little nuggets, little breadcrumbs to get you to the goal that you have. So I'm just going to, I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and I kind of gave Lisa a random list of things, and she was like, yeah, cool, talk about that. So we're going to talk about all of it. So the first thing that I want to talk about, I want to talk about new promoters. I actually did a live about this in one of our team pages, but obviously we've got a lot of sidelines here. So there's probably quite a few of you that didn't see that. And I didn't do it very long ago, but I had this experience, and actually first I'm watching the chat on my iPad. So if you this is your first, let's say 60 days in this business, let me know in the chat. Tell me if this is your first 60 days in the business. How long have you been in this business if it's less than 60 days? So what I had this experience where I had to learn this new software, so to speak. And it was similar to a back office. It was similar to that. It was, you had to log in and you had access to all of this information and you had to figure out where this information was. And I had to navigate this yesterday, and it was infuriating. It was user friendly by all standards, right? Like very streamlined, very nicely laid out, much like our cloud office, much like the back office. But I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know how to find things. When I first got on, I didn't even know if I was logging in the right place. And I had this light bulb moment as I was walking through this. It was like, oh my gosh, this is how people feel when they first join us and they sign into that cloud office, right? They don't know what those numbers are. I looked at, well, we have a lot of new people on. Congratulations, you guys. Good job plugging in. That's half the battle. You showing up, huge victory. I thought about it. So when someone first logs into that cloud office, say someone joins today, they get qualified and active today. When they log into that cloud office on the home page, there's going to be Mexico trackers, Operation Winning trackers, rank trackers, VIP 800 trackers, and the welcome stuff, and the Thriveapalooza pop-up, and whatever else pops up. Okay, that's a lot of information. It's all really good. It's all relevant. If you don't know what you're looking at, though, that can be pretty scary, right? Like, if you don't know what the heck you're looking at, it's like, what's this thing for Mexico? What's this? What's Operation Winning? What's 4K? What's VIP 800? That can be super scary for someone, but it's not if they have the right support system. If you prepare a new promoter that says, hey, you're going to log into your cloud office, I want you to focus on that VIP 800 chart. Or if you log into your back office, go to the training under resources. And we have trainings on how to use that cloud office. But it was just a really interesting light bulb moment for me, because it's like, after being in this for 2 years, I'm pretty darn familiar with the back office. Every once in a while, I find something where it's like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Because we're always growing and learning. We have not arrived, but I know how to use that back office, right? But when someone joins me, am I doing what I need to do to support them? Now, even if you joined 3 days ago, maybe you had a sister or a cousin who decided she wanted to be a promoter. Well, you don't necessarily know how to use the back office yet, right? You're still learning. It's all very new to you. Now you're supposed to support your cousin, brother, sister, whoever who just joined you. Well, how are you going to do that? You're going to get connected with your upline. Okay. You're going to get connected with your upline. If all of these people who dropped in the chat that you're in your first 60 days in the business, I want you to tell me yes or no. Do you know your 12K and your 40K leaders? Do you know who they are? Okay. Do you know who your 12K and your 40K leaders are? Because that's the answer. If you are brand new and you're like, I don't know how to support someone, like, I don't know how to be a leader yet, that's fine. We all started somewhere. And like I said, you showing up on that Zoom, that is a huge victory in the form of leadership. Okay. You may not even have a team yet, and you're already acting like a leader. But connecting with that upline. So if you sign someone up as a promoter and they're like, heck yeah, I want that VIP 800 bonus. I don't even know what it is, but I want it. Connect them immediately with someone who can help support them. That may not be your 12K. Your 12K might not be super into this business. Go to your 40K, go to your 80K, go to who you need to go to, who is going to help you grow your business. Never be afraid to ask, you guys. You know, I had someone today, I had a lot of stuff going on today. And I had someone say, I feel so bad when I message you and ask for help. Because I mean, this person's like 4 or 5 levels deep for me, right? I don't know them personally. I don't know them, you know, we've never met face to face, but I'm invested in this person's journey. I want them to succeed. And she said, oh, I feel so bad when I ask you a question because I know you're busy. And it's like, whoa, pump the brakes. Don't ever feel bad about getting in my inbox. It may take me 5 minutes to get back to you. It may take me an hour, depending on how my day is going. But I love it when my team is in my inbox. I love it when they throw me in 3 ways. That's what leaders are for. So maybe your 4K or your 12K isn't the person that's really into that. Just go to the person who is. Go to the person who is. You know, just a little bit of perspective of how this works and what real leadership looks like, you guys. You know, Lisa is, I think I'm like 8 or 9 levels deep to her. Like, as far as like who my upline, all of that, like I am way, way, way down on Lisa's list. And yet she knows who I am. She knows who I am. She supports me. She encourages me. You know, if I message her and ask her a question, she responds to me. She gives me guidance. That's the beauty of this business. So never be afraid to reach out to someone who is farther along in this business than you. Just because they're farther along doesn't mean that they don't have the time to help you. We get paid for this, you guys. Like, put that in perspective. This is our job, whether it's full-time, part-time, quarter time, whatever. This is why we're here, to help you guys, to help you grow, to encourage you. So never be afraid to ask. And, you know, if you're in a position of leadership, whether you started this 4 weeks ago or you've been in this for 4 years and you're in a position of leadership, never forget how intimidating those first few days can feel, even for someone who is extremely motivated. It doesn't matter how motivated someone is, they can still be intimidated. So make sure that you are holding yourself at least 50% responsible for their success in the form of making sure that they're getting the training they need, the support they need, the resources that they need. Be there for their group chats, give them post ideas, whatever it is that helped you or you've been taught by your upline. You know, your form of leadership directly reflects the success of your team. I fully believe that. You know, there was a time when I was not a good leader. Guess what? My team suffered for it. And so if you're in a position of leadership, whether you have one person on your team or 8 people on your team or 30 people on your team, you need to be a leader, and your leadership will reflect their success in a lot of ways. You can't force someone to work. You can't force someone to show up, but being a good leader is key. Okay, moving on. So Brittany Strike is my, like, the first 200K that I'm on my upline. And she had a Zoom last night. Let me know if you were on that Zoom. If you're on Brittany's downline and you were on Brittany's team Zoom last night, let me know, because that Zoom was amazing. There was a promoter on that Zoom who was essentially saying, like, you ain't got no excuses. You ain't got no excuses. You just don't. You know, and I'm not going to go into the details. Her story was amazing. She's an incredible human being. It was very, very inspiring. But I was thinking about this as I was getting ready for this Zoom. So Lisa posted in one of the team pages and she said, can anybody host Zoom tonight? And part of me was like, no, I can't. Like, I'm behind on laundry. My kids are nuts. I have 3 kids under the age of 4. I don't know what time my husband's going to get home. I got to cook dinner. Like, I look like a hot mess. I combed my hair for you guys. And so I was like, no. But then the other part of me was like, do I want to show up? And I was like, yeah, I do want to show up. And so I messaged Lisa and I was like, I can do it. So my philosophy on this is, do not let your why become your excuse. If you think that you don't have time for this, you're not prioritizing and you're overthinking it. Point blank. This ain't hard. Like, this is my tough love to you guys. This ain't hard. Waking up at 4 a.m. and putting on a hard hat and going out to pour cement in any kind of weather, that's hard. Okay? This is not hard. You're literally on your phone. All you got to do is talk to people. All you got to do is build relationships. All you got to do is share those 3 steps. This is not hard, but it does require you to show up. So my why in a lot of ways is my family. Like, I want to get us to a place of financial independence. I want to get us to a place where, you know, we can do what we want to do. I want to get us to a place where we can buy property in Texas and build our dream house and do all of those things, and our kids, and put our kids in the schools that we want to have them in. That's my why. And speaking of my why, they're banging on my door. That why can also turn into my excuse if I let it. If I sit there and say, no, I can't get on that Zoom tonight, let alone host it, because my kids need baths, or this kid is fussy, or I don't know what time my husband's going to get home, or I'm going to have to do the dishes afterwards and I'm just tired. And see how that spirals? That why, the reason why I am doing this literally just became my excuse. Do not let your why turn into your excuse, because it's very, very easy to do that, right? If you feel like you don't have time for this, you need to rethink and reprioritize. And if you were on Brittany's Zoom last night, you got this. Like that horse has been beat to death. You get it. But you've got to reprioritize it, and you've got to stop overthinking it. And I'm going to talk about organization at the end, because I have a few organizational tips that I think will help you guys. Even if all you have in you is posting those 3 steps in your stories, that's something. That's something. You showed up for your business in some way. Okay. Even if it's just one post and it's not even Thrive related, you're keeping that algorithm going. Okay. You showed up in some way. Maybe it's doing a follow-up. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who wanted a mini experience but didn't get a mini experience. There are so many ways that you can show up for this business, even on your hardest days. You cannot give up. What if ironically, it was Lisa K. Fuller who told me this. We were at Brittany's team retreat in Texas, and we were sitting around this campfire, and it was very like kumbaya. And I was grilling Lisa about comp plan stuff and just income, and just like really like digging deep into all this stuff. And at one point, Lisa said something along the lines where she says, you know, the only people on my team who started this with me, or the only people on my team who aren't successful, are the ones who quit too soon. And I was like, shoot, that's real, right? She literally told me point blank that the only people who are not where they want to be, whether that's a rank, whether that's an income level, whether that's lives impacted, whatever, the only people that are not where they want to be in this business are the ones who gave up too soon. Yeah, Shannon, they give up on themselves because it feels hard, right? When you're not getting any likes on those posts, or nobody's interacting on your Thrive stuff, or nobody's in your inbox, or, you know, gosh, you've only got 1 customer so far this month, or that Mexico tracker hasn't even moved. Like, gosh, that can feel discouraging, right? Here's my thing. What if I had given up? I wouldn't be here right now. Guys, my first paycheck with Thrive, my first paycheck, first Tuesday payday, it was $15. It was $15. And I'm not going to lie, I was discouraged, because I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm supposed to get rich. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it just felt like, oh, I had one order. Like, my mom ordered some skincare. Why am I not rich yet? That's literally how I felt when I got that first $15 paycheck. And I remember I reached out to my upline, who at the time was a 12K. And I was like, wait, why isn't my paycheck more? And she's like, well, first of all, it's more than you had yesterday. And I was like, yeah, it is. And that was a reality check. And I kept going. There have been times where my paycheck was 0, but you better believe now, 2 years later, after sticking with it and being consistent and doing those IPAs every single day, those paychecks are astronomical compared to that. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing what is possible in this for the people who are willing to be consistent. Even if it's just one thing that you're able to show up and do, you need to show up and do that. I'm going to move on just because I know everybody has lives and I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I want to talk a little bit about branding and building your network. And I know that might feel like a little bit of whiplash because that's a completely different topic than what we were just talking about. But I will tell you that branding and growing your network are the things that are going to get you through those seasons that feel like you're not accomplishing anything. Those seasons where it's like, oh my gosh, if I could just get one customer, if I could just get one person, that would just make my day, make my week. If I could just get one person, I'll tell you what, that branding and building your network are the things that are going to get you through those times. Because we had a lot of new people on here, I'm going to briefly go over the 5 to 7 things. If you have not already done this, or you haven't done it in the last 6 months, I recommend you do it again. I want you to sit down and I want you to write 5 to 7 things that make you, you, that have nothing to do with Thrive. They cannot be Thrive related. Okay. Those 5 to 7 things, those are the things that you want people to know you by. Okay. Whether that's being like, for me, it's a mom of, for a while there was 3 under 3. It's living in the middle of nowhere. It's my faith. It's, I'm going back to school. I love witty t-shirts, love them. And I love financial literacy. I love people understanding finances and how to manage their finances. These are things that make me me. When someone goes to any of my social media platforms, that's what they're going to see. They're going to see Thrive sprinkled in there. But when they go to my page, that's what they're going to see. And that's what they're going to know me by. And the reason why this is important is because it makes you real. You are a real person. Have you ever been on anyone's social media page and literally all they talk about is whatever product it is that they're in a company for? That's all they talk about. All they post about is that product or that company. It's annoying. It doesn't make them seem real, right? It makes them seem like another one of those pop-up ads on Facebook. You don't want to be a pop-up ad. You are a real person. You are a real living, breathing person who has more to them than one dimension, which is Thrive. You have so many dimensions and layers to you, and you need to utilize those, because as you grow your network, whether that's adding friends from the suggested list, whether that's going into groups are so key, you guys, whether it's being on a follow train on Instagram, there's so many different ways to grow your network. But I'll tell you right now, the thing that closes sales, you guys, is when people know you, they like you, and they trust you. And if it's someone from Timbuktu that you've never met in your life, the only way they're going to know, like, and trust you is if you are a real person with them on your social media. The only way they're going to know, like, and trust you enough to get in your inbox and be like, hey, I've seen you posting about that Thrive thing. I want more information on that. The only way that's going to happen is if you show them, I am in fact a real person who has real interests, real value, and real substance. And hey, by the way, I have this happy patch that will change your life. And then they'll be in your inbox. You don't have to go in theirs. You don't have to cold message. You don't have to beg anybody. They will come. I promise you. I promise you, because they're watching. People are watching, but you have to be someone who adds substance to other people's lives. So think about the way that you can add substance. I know, Lisa told me at one point, one thing that she used to do is every Monday, she would give a business tip. That was something that she was known for on Facebook. I've started doing that myself. Every Monday, I call it Monday Morning Money Talks. Every Monday morning, first post of the day, you can set it like clockwork. I am going to post something related to financial literacy. It might be a retweet from Dave Ramsey. It might be something funny. It might be something like, one week I said, if you see this post, put $5 in your savings account. That was my post, but that's something that they know me by. Okay. It gives me something that people connect to me. That's not just a product. I'm not just trying to push a product on them. I'm adding value to their life in some way, shape, or form. And every single one of you has the capability to do that. Okay. Whether it's knitting or playing chess or scrapbooking or running, or I don't know. I don't know what it is for you, but you have to decide what those 5 to 7 things are that you add value to people's lives. Because when they know, like, and trust you, you have a relationship with that person, and they will come to you because they will see something is different about you, they will want to know what it is. And guess what? It's our 3 steps, right? Okay. As far as growing your network goes, there's tons of ways to grow your network. Like I said, being in groups, being active in groups, adding so many ways. But this is why it's important. I tell this to my team all the time. Whether you can do it right now or not, I want you to do this at some point. I want you to go to your profile, go to your Facebook profile and pull it up. And it will tell you how many friends you have. Okay, look at that number of friends that you have. It might be 500, it might be 150, it might be 1,500. I don't know, whatever it is. And I want you to think about this. Take that number. What is 10% of that number? What is 10% of that number? So if you have 2,000 friends on Facebook, 10% of that is 200 people. Is that 10% enough to grow your business? Because probably about 10% of your Facebook is seeing your posts. That's why you got to keep up with your algorithm. That's why you got to grow your network. But if you've got 500 friends, is 50 people going to grow your business the way you want it to grow? Probably not. You better get to building that network. You better get to making relationships, getting people to know, like, and trust you, because that's the foundation of your business. So go look at your friends list, look at that number and ask yourself, am I comfortable with 10% of this growing my business? And no, there's no scientific basis behind that, but that's what I always tell myself. If I go and look at my friends list, it's like, okay, 10% of that number is interacting with my posts or seeing my posts. Is that enough to grow my business? Nope, it's not. I'll go through, I'll filter my friends. If I hit the 5,000 max, because Facebook caps us, I go through and so Sarah, you have 1,000 friends. Is 100 people enough to grow your business? Or do you need more? Do you need to grow that network? We don't just blindly add, right? We add people, we connect with them, we build a relationship with them. All right. Last thing I'm going to talk about is organization. I think this is important because, like I said, we all have excuses, right? We can all wake up in the morning and be like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to make a witty post. I don't have time to follow up with people. I don't have time to send a mini out. Like, we all have excuses, right? Organization and prioritizing is going to help you. Batch work is probably one of the things that changed my business. And I go through phases. I go through phases where I'm either doing a ton of batch work or I'm not doing very much. It just depends on how my life is. Batch work means that you create content, posts, before it's time to post them. So whether that is, maybe you're having a good hair day. Let's be real. Maybe you're having a good hair day. Okay. Put on a DFT, put on a cute shirt, and go take pictures around your house that showcase you and your good hair day and that DFT. Go grab a shake mix. Okay. Go grab whatever, change your shirt 3 times and go take all of those pictures. So when the day comes, when you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to make a post today, or I don't have time to take a picture for Flex Friday, but it's Flex Friday. What am I going to do? You already have it. All you got to do is scroll back, pick that picture, boom, it's done. That's what batch work is. Another way to do batch work, I know a lot of people do this the night before. I actually did this last night. We were sitting there watching TV and I was creating stories for today. So last night I was creating stories for today. I went in, I created them, I saved them to my phone. And then this morning, all I had to do was log in, put them up there and send them out. It was already done. I didn't even have to think about it. Sometimes I'll make my posts the night before. So tomorrow's Flex Friday. You could very easily at the end of this Zoom, you could sit down and you could write out what you want to say on your Flex Friday post. You can put it in the notes on your phone. And then tomorrow when it's time to post Flex Friday, all you got to do is boom, take that selfie, throw up that verbiage that you already created. You can have tens of 20s of posts in your notes on your phone, just waiting for that day when you need them. That's what batch work is. Really, really important. Especially if you're one of those people who's like, you know what, I'm pulled a lot of different directions, but I want to grow this business. Batch work is going to be your best friend. The last thing I'm going to talk about as far as organization, and the only reason I even bring this up is because my team always tells me to when I ask them. It's kind of what I've become known for. I got this from a 200K leader on a Super Saturday training. I wish I would have written her name down, because I probably should like write her a thank you note or something, because this has saved my life. I am not one of those people that can keep track of everything on my phone. I need something physical. Some people are great about keeping track of everything on their phone, and they have all their different lists and everything. And that worked for me up to a certain point. But once I got to the point where I had built a team and I had lots of customers, or I had lots of people who were getting minis, it got overwhelming. I didn't know how to keep track of all of it. And so I was on that Super Saturday Zoom, and I was introduced to the recipe box. If you know what the recipe box is, tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat if you know what this is. Vanessa's going to hype me up. I know she will. So this is the recipe box. This is how I organize my business. This thing goes everywhere with me. If I go on a trip, you better believe this is coming to Thrive-a-Palooza with me. This is coming with me. This is how I organize my business. I have some things in my phone. Okay. I have some things in my phone that I keep track of, or if something pops into my head and it's like, oh, maybe someone pops up in my inbox and it's like, hey, I want to know about Thrive. Okay. I'll put that in my phone very quickly. But this is how I organize my life. Okay. My Thrive life. What's inside of this is essentially my entire business. So what I have is note cards, and I have all of these different labels. So hopefully I'm actually just going to turn this around for you guys so that it's easier for me to show you. And the reason why I share this is because it was just like a breakthrough for me, and it might be for someone else. Okay. This is the recipe box. So everything in my business is in this recipe box. I have different tabs for different things, and they're organized in a way that makes sense for me. So the first tab that I have says mini. Okay. These are all the people right now who have mini experiences from me. And I write down when they got it. Some people get special things, right? So like, for example, this person, I sent her a mini on the 10th. Okay, cool. Then I have first time orders. These are people who have ordered for the very first time. Okay. And I write down what they ordered and when they ordered it. Then I have all of my auto ship dates. Okay. 5th, and all of these people who have auto ships, right? 10th. Okay. Anyway, auto ships, all of my auto ships. So when it comes to time to follow up, so auto ships for the 20th are going to run tomorrow, aren't they? Okay, look, I can go in here and pull all of these out, and I can follow up with all of these people. Easy peasy. I don't even have to go search in my back office. I know exactly who I need to follow up with. Then I have my new promoters, people who have been in for less than 30 days. I have my promoters with their ranks. I have inactive promoters, so people who aren't actively working the business. I have inactive customers, people who are not on auto ship. Maybe they stopped their auto ship. Maybe they only ordered once. And then here's a really fun little section. These are all the people who have never ordered. Do you see how big this stack is? Let's see how far back it goes. That's how big the stack is of people who've never ordered. So guess what? When it comes time to follow up with people, when it comes time for like BOGO, I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull out that huge stack of people who never ordered. I'm going to reach out to every single one of them. I'm going to take out that stack and I'm going to send a message to every single one of them that says, hey, I have an amazing deal for you. Do you want to get 2 months of Thrive for the price of one? And I'm going to reach out to every single one. Okay. And I move people around in the recipe box as needed. After someone is a first time order and I followed up with them twice and I know that they're loving it and they have an auto ship set up, I move them to their auto ship date so I can follow up with that. If someone got a mini experience and they decide not to order, I send them to the never ordered pile, the limbo pile. That's what I call it. I write down if I send someone a thank you note. I always have the goal of sending 5 thank you notes every single week, whether that's to new customers or repeat auto ship customers, or whether it's a gift to one of my new promoters. I always try to send 5 thank you notes or notes to people every single week, because that's how I create customer retention. And that's how I show people that they are so much more than an order to me. Like I don't care about them just ordering once and then leaving them high and dry. I want them to be on this journey with me 5 years from now. How cool would that be if you had someone who had been on auto ship for 5 years? That's what I'm working towards. That's what I want. I want people who are in this with me because they know that they are valued, whether they're a customer or a promoter. And so I keep track of those thank you notes. I write them down when I sent it. What did I send? Maybe I sent them a skincare sample, whatever. So that's the cookie jar or the recipe jar. And you guys, this whole setup cost me maybe like, I don't know, $15, like, I don't know, $10 for the jar or the box and then note cards. That's all it takes. So if you're someone who needs like a hard organization, this might be helpful for you. I think I got this box on Amazon. I'm pretty sure I got this box on Amazon because I wanted a cute one, but Walmart has them. Walmart, Target, wherever you want to go. But you guys, you have to find a form of organization that works for you, because that's how you're going to grow your business. Okay. If you can keep yourself organized and prioritized, that's how you're going to grow your team and grow your business. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 promoter or 100 promoters. You have to be able to keep yourself accountable to help them grow. And that's the whole point of this business, right? Is helping the people who trust us to join this business with us, helping them grow. It's not just about us. It's about everybody who trusts us and comes alongside us in this. And that's what differentiates the people who are successful in this and the people who burn out. I think that's all I got. Lisa, I think that's all I got.
That was awesome. Like, amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate you.
You're
good
so welcome.
info. I hope you guys got a bunch of good info. Such good refreshers too. And I mean, I really like the stuff in the beginning about the cloud office and new promoter. And I mean, sometimes I just think we forget about that stuff because we've been in. So we think that we forget how overwhelming it can be to be new. So that was so good. Thank you so much, Lydia. And thanks to all of you guys. If you're new, we will be back here next Thursday. Same link, same time. So set an alarm on your phone. Thanks, guys.